Over the course of his young NFL career, Parker has specialized in working with defensive backs and has a track record of developing top-end talents into all-pro players. For the first time in 2026, he'll call an entire defense on his own. Now he breaks down, this is what I love. I said, I found the perfect article because he breaks down all of what he accomplished during each of his stops, right? Because y'all know he was with Green Bay first as a quality control coach. Then he moved into actual coaching with the Denver Broncos. So it said, after spending 2 seasons as a defensive quality control coach for the Packers, Parker took his NFL position coaching job with the Broncos in 2021 under the head coach Vic Fangio. He would go on to spend 3 years in Denver as a defensive backs coach, even after Fangio and Denver parted ways following the 2021 season. I told y'all when I was putting out my candidates for who I wanted us to search, I said it's an extra plus on your resume when your head coach is fired, but you're still able to be retained. When these coaches come in and they don't know you and they still want to keep you, that says a lot. So anyway, it said in his first season with the team, the Broncos drafted CB Patrick Surtain out of Alabama with the 9th overall pick. In his rookie season, Surtain started 15 games and tallied 14 pass breakups as a rookie. 14 pass breakups, 4 interceptions. And you know what I'm noticing, guys? This is a I'm being coached by Christian Parker trait, because when I look at the Eagles corners, I'm like, man, these guys are so sticky. They're so sticky and they're always breaking up passes. He's been doing that since year 1. Right? But anyway, let's keep reading. He had a pick 6 and 58 tackles in his rookie season. 58 tackles as a corner. So this tells you the type of mindset, right? The type of mindset of Christian Parker's corners. Said a year later, Surtain earned his first Pro Bowl nod and was first team AP All-Pro selection under Parker's watch. 2 years, Surtain was already first team All-Pro. Right? In their final season together in 2023, Surtain once again was a Pro Bowler amidst Denver's overall defensive struggles. In all 3 seasons Parker spent with the Broncos, Denver had a new defensive coordinator each season. Wow. So this shows you he's able to adapt. And he was able to stay there as a staple. Even though they were changing out the defensive coordinators, he was able to stay. The defensive coordinator was keeping him, or Fangio. It probably was clearly Fangio saying, we're keeping him. So you can pick your other staff, but we're keeping Parker, right? So it said he went from Ed Donatel in 2021. Then he went to Ejiro Evero. Y'all know Ejiro Evero I think he's a fantastic defensive coordinator. He coaches for the Panthers and has been considered multiple times for head coaching jobs. And then in Vance Joseph, who is one of his mentors, right? And so let's look at this, because the thing that I was like, what I need to know is, what about the turnovers? How is Parker when it comes to turnovers? So it said, despite the turnover on the coaching staff with 3 different head coaches in 3 years, Parker was a common denominator on each staff. In 2021, Broncos defenders, not Surtain. This is why I said, he's a real developer. In 2021, Broncos defenders allowed the 4th lowest completion percentage to opposing QBs in the NFL, 62.7%. Y'all, this was his first time as a DB coach. This was his first year as a DB coach. 4th lowest completion percentage. Back at the safety position, this is why I said we may need to give Justin Simmons a call, because he restored Justin Simmons. So anyway, Justin Simmons, AP second team All-Pro. Wait. Y'all. Okay, I didn't read that right. Gotta go back. Wow. Hell no, this man made Justin Simmons. Now, Justin Simmons he didn't make him, but every single year that because he started in 2021, every single year that Justin was under him, all pro selection. Every single year, all pro selection. Every single year. Right? So yes, he did have an all pro and a Pro Bowl before him, but the fact that he was able to maintain that, right, meant that Christian Parker was able to continue to develop him, right? Continue to develop him, to continue to put him in position to be great, and continue to put him in the position to actually get these awards. Wow, that's very impressive. But anyway, because I didn't even read the article, so let me keep reading this article. So anyways, so it says he was an AP second team All-Pro with 5 interceptions, with 12 passes defended and 80 tackles. What are y'all seeing? It's a trend. His defensive backs get the ball. So if anybody who was worried, because I was worried, like, well, how good is he with turnovers? His guys get the ball and they tackle. That's what it shows. His cornerbacks get the ball and they tackle. It said in 2022, Broncos had the most In 2022, the Broncos had the most interceptions they've had in a season, while Parker was on staff with 15. That said, the completion percentage allowed dropped to 67.5%, 16th in the NFL, and the following year it went to 29th. So they did have a little drop-off. They did have a little bit of drop-off, and I probably just because of the consistent coaching changes, regimes, personnel changes. But regardless, right, he still was able to have, his cornerbacks were able to have great productive years under him. Not only are they able to get the ball, but they're able to defend passes, which means what? They're sticky and they help in the run game because they get tackles. They get tackles. Okay? So it said, despite Denver's struggles on defense toward the end of this time there, Parker was consistently putting players in position to make plays. Along with Surtain, Simmons made the AP All-Pro second team the following 2 seasons after 2021 as well. Now let's look at what he did in Philly. Going into the 2024 season, Parker reunited with one of his mentors in Vic Fangio with the Eagles after the Philadelphia hired him. Things couldn't have gone better that year as the Eagles went 14-3 and won a Super Bowl. So Parker's first year with Philly, they won a Super Bowl, right? It said defensively, Philadelphia had the number 1 defense in yards allowed. Because remember, he was the what? He was a passing game coordinator. It don't say he. Okay, yeah, it goes. He was a secondary coach. So that means he was coaching the corners and the safeties, and he was a passing game coordinator. It said they had the number 1 defense in yards allowed and number 1 against the pass. Number 1 against the pass and 6th in takeaways. So that shows you, once again, they not only, his secondaries not only lock shit down, but they get the ball. The Eagles safety CJ Gardner-Johnson and Reed Blankenship combined for 10 interceptions. Jesus. I did not know that. 10 interceptions and 18 passes defended. Their 64.3% completion percentage allowed to opposing QBs was the 3rd lowest in the NFL. So it's a trend with him. His secondaries usually have very low completion percentages. The QBs have very low completion percentages, right? They usually get the ball. They can defend passes like crazy. So this is a trend with him. And when you look at CJ Gardner-Johnson and Reed Blankenship, those weren't no top picks. CJ Gardner-Johnson, 4th round pick. Reed Blankenship, undrafted free agent. So see, when he went to Philly is when I feel like he really showed I can develop. I feel like he showed that with the Broncos just because his overall secondary was reflecting the same traits as the one in Philly. But in Philly, you can say he really developed these players. CJ Gardner-Johnson, Reed Blankenship had their best years under him. And that's a 4th round pick and an undrafted free agent. which means that he can teach at all levels, right? He can teach all talent levels of players. It's not just the elite ones that he can coach. So see, y'all, I had to do this. I had to figure this out for myself. But see, now I'm getting the answers to my questions, right? It says at corner, the Eagles had just the 22nd overall pick in Quinyon Mitchell, who started in 16 games, broke up 12 passes as a rookie, and finished second in Defensive Rookie of the Year. Just 18 picks later, the Eagles selected Cooper DeJean, who would start in 9 games, finished 4th in Rookie of the Year voting. So he had 2 players in top 5 for Rookie of the Year. Fast forward one season, and just as the case was with Surtain in Denver, both Mitchell and DeJean became AP first team All-Pros and Pro Bowlers in their second seasons. And then the Eagles defense wasn't as dominant, but they still finished 13 in yards and 8th against the pass. They were also tied for the least separation allowed. What did I tell y'all? Sticky coverage is a trait. When your cornerbacks and your safeties have all them pass deflections, that means sticky coverage. So they were also tied for the least separation allowed to receivers in coverage on average in the NFL at just 3 yards, forcing tight window throws 23% of the time, which was the second highest rate in the NFL. It said then when the Eagles got rid of CJ Gardner-Johnson, they drafted Andrew Makuba, which many Cowboys fans wanted him out of Texas. And he started 10 games along Blankenship and was off to a strong start with 2 interceptions, 3 pass breakups, and 46 tackles before fracturing his ankle, right? That pretty much ended his season.
In perspective, she has 2 3-pointers tonight. She had made 4 total for the season coming into tonight. Angel Reese, good shoulder shake and spin